Okay, ladies, seeing as Facebook is having problems with their live, I'm going to do this in a recorded video and give you the tips that I was going to give you in the live. Was hoping to be a little bit interactive, but that's okay. We're still going to get it done, and there's always a solution, right, ladies? No problems, only solutions. So I wanted to talk to you guys about lighting, framing, your background, and even the clothing that you wear on video. So first I want to touch on lighting because I know Kathy was asking about lighting, and there are natural light is always the best, but if you are wanting to record most of your videos, say in an office or somewhere that, the natural light isn't the greatest, maybe you just have to situate the room a little different for you to do video. I know myself personally, I'm constantly moving my location. Sometimes it just depends on the lighting because here in my living room, I have lots of windows. So sometimes it's way too bright in here. So I have to close drapes like I have behind me. Or I'm moving around. Or sometimes I'm doing video in my salon, and you should see the setup that I have. It's hilarious. But you know what? It gets the job done. So when it comes to lighting, use natural light whenever you can. Make sure the window is in front of you, not behind you or beside you, because it does give an awful glare. It's just too bright. Don't stand too close to the window, just stand back a little bit just to give yourself some natural light. And don't forget to touch the screen so it actually zooms in on you. Now, if natural light isn't something that you can use, then on the market, you can get them on Amazon, is ring lights. So you can get them in all different sizes. You can get ones that actually attach to your phone. Then you can also get one that is portable. It's like a little mini, it's got a little mini tripod on it. Or you can get ones that are larger that have a large tripod, and you can actually put your phone in the center of the ring light. And that's something myself personally that I'm going to purchase soon because it's going to be very beneficial for me in my business. So, but for now, I've really just, been using a tripod that my daughter had for her camera. I also have a selfie stick that I use, and then I just move around wherever the lighting is the best. It's all about being aware of, where you are and where you can create the video from. Now, when it comes to framing, a lot of people don't even think about the framing. They just think of, I got to make this video. It doesn't matter where I am in the framing, but it really does make a difference in the quality of the video that you're sending out to your viewers. So the one thing that you want to be very aware of is where you're placing yourself in the frame. So right now I'm using a horizontal style video. And when you do that, it allows to have more background behind you. You can see a lot of stuff that's going on behind you. But you always want to make sure that your eye level is about in the first top third of the frame, okay? What I have done on my phone is I have gone into my phone settings under the camera, and I've actually put the grid on my screen. So right now, while I'm recording, there's a grid on my screen, so it allows me to see whereabouts my eye level is right now. A lot of people, actually, when they are recording their video, they're like this. They're way down in the frame. And we want to make sure that you're higher in the frame because it's just a better experience for those people that are watching, right? And you don't want to be too close, because sometimes that's just too close. Too close is too close, right? So you just want to be at a nice distance. So that's why I use the horizontal, the landscape style video the most, because it can be used on all different platforms. Now, Instagram is a vertical platform, but if you use an app that I'm going to be sharing with you later, it's an app that you can actually take a video and repurpose it onto a lot of different platforms because it can resize the video to fit that platform. So if you're doing a vertical, if you like vertical style videos better, then just be aware that, when you think of vertical, think of portrait. You're going to fill, you personally, your portrait is going to fill that whole screen. So be aware of that and try and not be too close, because sometimes when people use a vertical style video, they tend to hold it way too close to their face. But you can actually set it back to be able to still get a nice view of yourself, get a little bit of background, but it not be all head, right? Just think of it being a portrait. Think of both of them as a picture. You know, how do you want to feel that picture? How do you want people to see you in that video? I always like to reference that, is when you look at a picture, you know, they usually make it so everything is, you know, centered in a different way. So say you're using a landscape portrait right now, and you had something really pretty behind you, it's okay to be off to the side and show your background. But just make sure that you personally are in a good part of it, and also that your eye level is at least in the top third. It's just visually pleasing for your viewers, and people can connect with you. Another thing is to always make sure that you make eye contact with the lens. You know, too many people make the mistake of watching themselves on the camera. They, you know, they look at themselves because they want to make sure everything is okay. It's okay to look back and forth, but it is such a disconnect. So I'm looking at myself right now and I'm not even making eye contact with you, am I? So it's a complete disconnect for your audience when you do that. So if you can actually look them in the eye, then they are going to feel like you are talking to them directly. And that's exactly what you want to do with video. So another thing you want to be aware of, if you're using landscape, particularly the horizontal video, is your background. You do not want to get washed away into the background. So if I didn't have all this dark furniture around me and I was wearing this shirt, then I would blend too much in with my walls, wouldn't I? So always be aware of, you know, what's behind you. I've looked back at a lot of my previous videos because I've been doing video for like 7 years. And sometimes I look, some of them come up in my, you know, how Facebook reminds you of different memories that you've had. So I've had videos coming up on a regular basis of ones that I've done from years ago. And I look at them, I'm like, wow, why didn't someone tell me about this? Because I would completely be disappeared in the background. You know, I have dark hair and I'd be sitting in a dark chair. And at the time our walls were burgundy. It was just so dark. But you know, even then and even now, even if you do tend to do a video that does wash out in the background, guess what? You're still doing a video. You're still making a difference. You're still portraying a message. You're still adding value. So like I said before, it is not about perfection. It's just about being aware of the quality of video that you're making. You know, as you do this more and more, you're going to learn different tricks, things that work really well for you. You know, the personality video is always the ones that people tend to really gravitate to. So always be yourself. Don't try and be perfect. These tips are just to help you, you know, frame yourself better, have better lighting, you know, be aware of what you're wearing, because that's another thing that I wanted to give you a tip on is you want to be aware of what you're wearing, because I was on a Zoom training call last week and I was wearing not a t-shirt, I was wearing a shirt that has a lot of different designs on it. So lines and squares, and in the video, it was just buzzing. Like it was just moving all over the place. So don't wear t-shirts or dress shirts or anything that has like tight patterns in it, because it does not work well with video, because it moves a lot and it's very distracting. And I noticed that. I knew that, you know, when I went on the Zoom call, but it was just a training call, and it wasn't really important what I was wearing, because it was just it was training. It was from a business school that I'm in. And so it was a perfect example. And I said that in the training. I'm like, oh, and just a tip for everybody watching, don't wear a shirt like this when you're on video. And everybody's like, yeah, you're right. So, you know, don't wear tight geometric shapes, you know, polka dots, anything that is, you know, that could just move weird on video. It's amazing what happens with those designs. It's kind of funky. It's kind of funny, but it's distracting. So it'll totally take away from the message that you're trying to portray in your video. So guys, I think that is everything that I wanted to share with you guys today. You know, take this time to, you know, walk around your house and see great places that you can do video. The background maybe is pleasing to you, or the lighting is fantastic. Go outside, create some video outside. We have fantastic weather these days. It is a little hot, but you know what? Find some shade and take some video there. It's a great opportunity to take advantage of natural lighting by doing videos outside. So you guys, you know, I hope this is adding value to you. If you have any questions, put them in the comments. Tomorrow is your day 3 and you're going to be creating a video for me. So be on the lookout for the 8 a.m. post and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.